The simplest woodwind is some type of a bamboo or cane flute. And you'll notice it has 6 holes. And it's pretty straightforward because you'll see the holes are slightly different sizes. And what they do is they have it arranged so if you close all the holes and blow, or blow harder, softer, you have E in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all of them open to 7, and then closed and blowing harder. Easy peasy, right? Once you know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you've enumerated the music, boom. Now this flute happens to be in E, so I'm playing this in the key of E. And it has 2 octaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now on other woodwind instruments, which I'm going to show you here in a minute, they have what's called an octave key. So you can use a fingering pattern for their key of C, and then hit the octave pattern and it'll go up another octave. So again, you can get 2 octaves out of it. So let's take a look here at, instead of a 6th hole, let's look what happens when they add a 4th hole at the very bottom and turn it into a more modern instrument. This is an alto saxophone. And you can see it looks rather complicated and there's a lot of machines on it. But take a close look at something. You'll notice that there's a pearl inlay here, here, and here, and that there are pearl inlays here as well. Well, those pearl inlays represent the holes on your regular, the open holes on your regular flute here. So these 3 bottom pearled ones are the 3 bottom, and then you have 4. They're adding a B flat up there. So what we do is we usually put a finger here, here, skip over that and put a finger there. So if I do this and hold all these closed, plus in this case push that little machine there to add the 4th hole, this is 1. Now when I get to 7, I hold this thing called an octave key and go right back to my first fingering. So again, I can start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. extra key here for a super high 1. So you can see if I do not use the octave key and open up these bottom 4 notes here, that's the low 5. If I then close them all and hold the octave key, I have 1. Then lift up one finger, another finger, another finger, 4, 5, 6, and then to get the high one, so you can play again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and by using this fingering pattern here, going 5, 1, 3, 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 5, low 5, 1, 3, 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and just using those fingering patterns. Now, it turns out that the fingering patterns here, using these holes and that, is also universal. Now, this happens to be an E flat. So what happens is C, again, I look up the C scale for the alto sax, the E flat sax, and I'm playing an E flat. So when the piano is playing this piece written in E flat, I can play it on my C scale and I'll be on the same page. That's why it's so easy for the saxophone to play this. It's also why there's a lot of pieces written in E flat in jazz, so horns and trumpets and trombones and various wind instruments that are in the key of E flat and B flat can get on the same page, because the B flat instruments would be playing their F scale, which only has 1 flat. Pretty easy as well. So all you have to know is what the C scale is, get do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, memorize the numbers to a song, and you're off and running, and you can learn the techniques or chops by just playing that instrument, and play 10 or 11 songs that you know over and over and over and over and over and over until you got it down. Now, you can do this theory. We've just shown you woodwinds, which are all pretty much the same. You're lifting fingers up and putting them down. We've shown you horns, where you're lengthening the horn with valves and shortening the horn with valves. We've shown you stringed instruments, where you're going along on fretted. A violin would be the same thing, viola and cello would be the same thing, except it's not fretted. You're going a distance, you're playing the open string and then going up a whole step or 2 half steps with the first finger, up a whole step with the second finger, and then a half step with this finger. The next open string would be 5, 6, 7, 1. So pretty easy to do it on the violin and the cello and the viola as well. Non-fretted instruments are usually tuned in fifths. Fretted instruments like the guitar are tuned in fourths. That means every string is 4 notes away from the other string. And banjo has its own tuning, and a lot of things like ukulele is tuned like the top 4 strings on a guitar. Zithers, other types of stringed instruments, baklama, the balalaika, the bouzouki, which the Greeks play. All these things have a unique tuning. So what you do is you find out where 1 is, which open string you want to be 1. Find out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, and back down, and then 1, 7, 6, 5. And if you can go from a low 5 to a high 1 to a high 3, you can play pretty much any music you run across. So if you want to learn to play 100 musical instruments, this is the approach. Learn the music by interval first. See you later. I hope you enjoyed these 3 videos.